You can now receive guest requests. Just letting everybody chime on into this beautiful live. Yes. Come on in. Hopefully we get some people to chime on in. Chime on, as Michael Jackson would say. He wouldn't say chime on, but he would say, like who was it? Chris Tucker. Grace and peace and love to those who are still at work. Today is Wednesday. Your girl, Cynthia J. We up here live right now. As you can see, my backdrop, I'm in the marshland area. I'm here with my niecey Pooh. Yes, my beautiful niecey Pooh. We out here just conversating and embracing nature and trying to regenerate our bodies with this lovely golden sun behind us, embracing the clouds and the birds. I know some of you guys are still coming on in from work. Y'all might catch this now, you might catch it later, but that's okay. But we up here having a deep conversation. But before I get into that, I don't know what led me to get up here now, but I'm going to be obedient and just allow myself to chime on in right now, because I may not do my live tomorrow, and this will be my pre-recorded live for tomorrow. But I just need to give a shout out for those who are unaware of it and who do not know. A dear, amazing brother who was nationwidely known. And this brother on the bill, those who know him as Theo Huxtable, Malcolm Jamal, passed away this week. They stated from a drowning in the Costa Rica area. But there's several articles that have been mentioning what's going on. There's been plenty of updates. Shout out to you guys again. For those, again, who do not know me, I am your girl, your co-host, your inspirational healer, your birthing doula, and your evangelist, your psalmist, and so much more. So your psalmist and so much more. So through the family who has lost their loved ones, in this season. We're losing a lot of loved ones right now who are passing away, and it's hitting home. It's shaking grounds. But again, let's send out our love to Malcolm Jamal's family. It's still shaking me. I don't know about you guys, but it shook me, and I'm still feeling some kind of way about it. Again, there was another article that stated this week, and I will try to share that in my clipping that I will upload this on YouTube. For those who do follow me, it's at Cynthia J22, at Cynthia J22. I'm going to try to put it up there by tomorrow. But for you guys that did not hear yet, it was said that he also wasn't alone. There was another bystander that was out there in the waters on the beach who had been sunken and pulled under the current as well, who was under critical condition. And so with that being said, it was also stated that the coastal guards and all the coastal guards of the area put out a statement on Facebook giving their prayers and their regards to the family. They felt that they take a little bit of accountability because they did not have lifeguards on that side of the coastal area due to them having it on the other side of the coastal area. And that is because the government is low in funding for what it was stated. However, they send their love and their prayers and their condolences for the loss of Malcolm Jamal. He was just up there with Brother Riza Islam. For those who do not know him, Brother Riza Islam, who is also following one of the leadership under Minister Farrakhan, an amazing brother who has come out with, his CMOS mixed herbs. You guys need to check him out. You can find him at Riza Islam. He is definitely on Instagram and he's on Facebook. So make sure y'all get up there and follow his page. He has also with his beloved wife. Shout out to Brother Riza Islam, who just had his first child. Beautiful. Him and his wife had a birthing doula there. They experienced their birthing at home. So with that being said, as they were there, back to Brother Riza Islam with Brother Malcolm, they were collabing together with a few things that would have been amazing, guys. Collabing with some stuff that was supposed to come up recently, but as y'all seen that we lost our dear brother this week. So again, let's give a shout out. But I would like to know your thoughts on this situation. I've heard from a few that said that they believe this wasn't an accident. You know, some people believe in the whole conspiracy thing. Some do, some don't. However, it's just kind of ironic. He was out there with his family, and something like this happens when he's at the highest peak. For those who have also might have heard of that prophetess Celestial, she said a while back in the year of 2021, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been the year 2022, when she stated that it was spoken to her in visions and dreams as she was prophesying, stating, listing the names of those who iconic, those who are doing things in the righteous way, and those who are doing things unrighteous that will be leaving this dimension. Again, let's send a shout out to their families in prayer. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and share. But you know, my niece and I'm going to scoot over here with her while she's basking in the sun. We had a great conversation on something that was very necessary. And one of the things I was telling her, I said, we always in the workplace and we don't get enough vitamin D. She don't want to show her face, but that's all right. But we don't get enough vitamin D. But as she was explaining to me, and she's young generation, we need to hear from them more often. Tell us, your thoughts of what you learned so far working in it, in the field that you're working in, what you notice about, the people around you, young and old, or just in general, that it seems like to you that they are disconnected. So go ahead and share a little bit of that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And talk up so that everybody can hear you.
At my job, I work for the state government of Virginia, so you can only imagine what type of people work there.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed that a lot of people are not, it's like all they know is like the Matrix. Even listening to the conversations they have, just accepting, the work, retire, die path. They just talk about regular things like sports and, just things that people talk about on the regular. They're not trying to go deep at all. And it's very hard for me because I'm the complete opposite to even talk to anybody because they're so different from me. I've been on my awakening journey for a couple years now, and I've learned a lot, and I just realized how much people don't know.
Yeah, people don't know a lot. You'd be very amazed. We're so blind to what is going on in society that we don't realize how lost we are.
Yeah.
And I was one of them, and I can admit that to me, being very, very lost. Like, I thought that I had to be with the crew that had the fast life. Oh no, there goes another conspiracy theorist, or there goes another person who just talking crazy, looked upon crazy, because they would talk about you in the workplace, in your home, with your family, wherever you at. And then now that you're in a place in your life where you've grown from what you used to be, how society deemed the norm, now that you out of it, they look at you like you're unnormal. And then you sit there and you feel alone and you feel lost.
Yeah,
but then you realize,
this has definitely been the loneliest journey I've been through. I had to separate myself from a lot of people that I cared about. But also it's been really liberating for me. The knowledge that I've gained. I still have a lot to learn, but I've learned a lot about myself. I've been, really making better decisions now, and it's just overall it's better for me now.
Yep. I do agree with that. Anything that you definitely for a younger generation would like to add in on to say to them as they are trying to find who they are, going through their shadow working, their journey, instead of just being so conditioned and put in a box, like what would you give them guidance and suggestions what they should do or how they should go about it?
Well, how would they go about it?
Or it should start with, what would you suggest to them that they should just listen to?
Definitely listen to alternative news media. The news is definitely a huge distraction to us. I noticed that when I watch the news, they're trying to create a sense of fear. It's only certain stories that they all cover. So it's definitely a controlled narrative on the news. But once you start looking, like, looking at YouTube videos, just like small media companies that are alternative to the ones like CNN, Fox, you'll see that there's so much going on that I had no idea about. I'm like, well, the news is not covering this. So it's like, this is their way of making you think in one way. This is what's going on. This is all we want you to think about. So definitely do your research, and don't go. Okay, just always do your research and go on. Like I said, news companies that you don't really hear about like that. So that's one thing that I would suggest.
Okay. Anything else? No rush. She know I ain't gonna press you. I ain't gonna rush you. I'm not gonna force you. But I would definitely tell you from my journey as a young youth back then, and yes, young youth, we still look young at the age that I am. I would definitely say, listen to your inner being. Listen to your inner being, because detox. Because to be able to listen to your inner being, you have to be clear. The way I used to eat was, I can't even believe how I was eating. I remember.
I was eating fast food every day. I was so unhappy. I felt horrible. And my intuition was basically blocked off from me. But now that I've detoxed and I do cleanses, I'm really trying to eat as healthy as I can. My intuition has just grown so strong. And it's just led me to make decisions that have really benefited me for the better.
See?
So your discernment.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
The discernment is the biggest spiritual gift in you that you have. And I don't know how much more people who are connected like us can stretch, stress, pull, tug, to tell you, listen to your discernment. That's your inner being. And when you listen to that, I tell you, no joke, you feel a big difference. Like what she said, detox. When I was going through what I was going through, and I separated myself from people, and I moved out of where I'm from back then. At the time, I had moved to Georgia. And as I was there, and I was always walking, always doing something, I would watch what I eat. I couldn't always eat all the time. I was going through my life experience. I definitely would tell you, when I started to walk and just not eat a lot and stayed away from the things that she just said, I started noticing a big difference. My senses were higher. At one point, you feel like you're crazy. I will say that. At one point, you would feel like you're going crazy, but you're not. You're detaching from what you are used to hearing those around you call the norm. And look at what's going on around. It's like when I think of, brother Malcolm Jamal, like with him, he was looking great. He didn't look his age. 54 years old. You don't look your age because you're taking care of yourself. Look at all of those before our time, especially, cannot think of the chef name, but she's in her 70s and she's looking fabulous. Fabulous. At 72. Exactly, you're right. People are too content. They either afraid of change or just lazy. Thank you, brother, for speaking that. Thank you for bringing that up. So I was talking to someone one day. Actually, it was this past weekend. And they asked me a question about a few things. And they asked me about a question about a ankle thing I had around my ankle. And they thought it was a bracelet. And I told them, no, it wasn't. And when I told them what it was, they just looked at me. And they asked me questions. You ever notice people ask you questions? They're so curious. They're so curious about it. But then they see the joy and the happiness that you have. And they're interested after they seem so curious about it. But once you explain about it, it's like, oh, no, I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Or I don't want to let that go. Or you ever had somebody, you tell them, look, stay away from the pork. Stay away from this. Stay away from that.
See, I was talking to my mom because I live. Okay, I'm African, so I live with a whole bunch of meat and starch eater, and I'm on a plant-based diet, and so it's been very interesting. You know, living when my whole family eats meat and I'm the only one on a plant-based diet. I was telling my mom the other day because she was boiling some pig's feet.
Oh God!
And I was telling her, I was like, Mom, like you can't eat that. That's not good for you. That's gonna cause you issues. And she was like, well, I don't know. And okay, like she basically didn't care that I was
blew it off.
Her. Yes, like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not listening to you. So I was like, okay. All right, go ahead, keep eating your pig's feet.
Don't get me wrong, it be smelling good. In some cases, yeah, I said it. It be smelling good, depending on who cook it. Yes, you heard my niece. She's African. I'm Black American. So, but this is my baby. That's still my niecey poo. But no, you know, I say that to say is because, you know, with that being said, when you around people that actually know how to cook and season their food, the smell of it will be different. If you're around people that don't use particular seasons or use the same ones, it will smell a certain way. But me personally, you know, I haven't had pig feet in years. Been past 15 years. Been past. So again, who wants to eat that? Who want to? And you know, it's so crazy why you said that. I also was thinking about what your god sister was saying. My daughter, her god sister. And thank you again, brother, for bringing that, you know, topic that people are just too lazy. Was that she stated, Mom, don't eat at Burger King. I said, once you see what Burger King got, I said, hold on, wait a minute. This is the same person that always want to stop at such and such and eat the food. Mom, once I realized what was in that food and such and such, I said, no. I said, okay.
When you really take a step back and really look at what's going on, like what they're putting in the food, what they're doing to the water, what they're spraying in the air, it just...
Thank you, Nisi. Yeah. So, while she mentioned water and air, I was at my mom's in the country 2 weekends ago. We're at the water. So, where my mom and them live at, they can fish, crabs, everything, right? Why? My daughter, she near the water, right? She's seeing the jellyfish and the crab. I see a plane go across, airplane. Just a regular pilot airplane. I'm recording, right? But I'm recording my daughter. And I'm recording in the same direction. Then I put it up in the air because I see the birds. Why? You couldn't see the plane in the video. I still have it. I have to post it up here. Why could you not see the plane in the video?
That's crazy.
Are they blocked? Or do they have a sensor on these records? Or is it like they say it's a glitch? Because the bird was in the picture, but the plane won't. And this was a regular, private plane, like from in the area. It would not show. So I had to stop the record, get your god sister to go back up there and look, right? And it was not showing up there at all. Me and her both seeing it up there, but it was not up there. No joke, guys. No joke. I thought I was tripping. You know, you see most people with their content up here. And I was sitting there and I'm like, maybe I'm seeing things. And maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I don't need to be, you know, doing some shrooms and all that stuff. It's like, I'm just joking, y'all. Yeah. But I seriously, no joke. I was not doing nothing that day. I had just got over my daughter, be like, look, we're going to the water. Put our feet in the water. I don't know what it was. It was like I was being drawn. Like the divine, like the ancestors was like, go to the water. I get to the water. And we chilling. To record and not see the plane there. I don't know what else to tell you, but that was just strange. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up here and just chime that in because we're together. I just definitely, you know, thank you for jumping in, beautiful. Well, definitely jumping in that water is well needed. Better. But yeah, I'm just telling you, I thank my niece for chiming on in and us having this day together because it was well needed. Take your time, get with nature. Some people are scared of nature, but I'm definitely going to tell you, get out there. Get out there.
Nature is my antidepressant. Instead of taking pills, I rely on nature.
And you better, before the wintertime get here. The sun is so important to us. The sun is our energy source. Yes, you in nature. Enjoy it. I'm telling you. Enjoy it. Get out there. Love on it. Embrace it. You know, I don't know how much more to specify on it. But definitely check me out next week. I'm going to try to get up here, do another live. Last week I didn't get a chance to do a live. It's because I went on ahead and did a pre-record live on my YouTube. So those who do follow me on my YouTube, you follow me at Cynthia J22. Listen to some encouraging songs on there. You can also click me right up in here. I'm the sun, can't you see? Come on now. All right. I love that. You are the sun. We all are the sun. We are the source of it. And we need it. The more we receive it, the more we retrieve from it, the more we can use it. And just like my beautiful goddess was saying earlier, she said, I would love for a dragonfly just to land on me. I would love for a dragonfly just to land on me. And I said to myself, I said, I said it will. And she didn't realize dragonfly landed right on her. Yep. That's what she said. That's what she said. And I love that. So we speak life. When you have the power to speak life, believe in what you speak and what you see, the vibration from you, it will speak frequencies in places that other people sleep on. So with that being said, thank y'all for chiming on in. Love you guys. I got to answer this phone call here because my other Empress is calling in. But I'll see you guys next Thursday. Same place, same time. Peace and love.